Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's 8 o'clock on September 10th, 2010, and things are starting to ramp up again as far as shower and thunderstorm activity. Nothing severe. The main threat with these storms is going to be heavy rain. You can see there's not a lot of lightning here, no, barely any lightning at all. So these storms aren't producing a lot of lightning. It's mainly just heavy rain, but we've had a lot of rain in some parts of our area. And this is all because this is really tropical moisture. Remember we were talking, I was showing you the satellite. Let me go to this right now. I was showing you the satellite from last night. We were looking at the blow-up of convection. This is actually a tropical depression that has formed off the east coast, or a tropical wave that has formed right here. So that's why we're seeing all this. The cold front, this is the cold front. So it's not from the cold front. Let me draw this out here for you. All right, so you get an idea of what's happening. This is the cold front up here. All right, let me clear this out. Oh, I don't know why it does that. Like, remembered what I drew the last time, but this is the cold front right here. All right, this is the cold front. Okay, so the cold front is still up here. This is a tropical wave that is formed. So this is actually a wave, almost like a wave. Usually you don't see these form right off the east coast, but this is a tropical wave, a tropical depression. An area of disturbed weather that has formed right off the east coast, right over us, and it's been, kind of meandering now up the coast. So that's why we've been seeing some of these heavy rains that we've been seeing. And that's that rain is gonna move back in the area. It's not gonna stop until this cold front moves through and pushes this to the south. Luckily, this cold front is slowly coming through. So let's talk about some of the rain that has occurred across our area, because there's also been flooding too. So we're going to actually go to the precipitation. We're going to just change this over to historical. First of all, I just want you to note how muggy it is tonight. It's very humid, dew points in the mid-70s. Absolutely disgusting out there. It's the kind of night where you walk around, you come home, and you feel like you need to take another shower again. And let me tell you, the gnats are swarming everywhere, and they land on you. It's not pleasant. So, yeah, very muggy night tonight. It's kind of warm, too, mid-70s, mid-to-upper 70s. It's been like that all day, although, it never really got that high. We got into the low 80s, but it was some sun that peeked through, but not really that much of a hot day. It's just a very humid day across our area. So let's go take a look at some of the precipitation. We'll go to historical, and we're going to look at the precipitation. And we're going to start that precipitation as of... get started as of midnight. Okay. So waiting for it to load, and it'll give you some precipitation numbers, and here you go. So look at some of these precipitation numbers here. You'll see that in Mineola, it wasn't terrible, 1.66, 1.02 in Brookville. But look at what happens as you make your way over to the South Shore. Some of these numbers, as you get into the southern part, so now you're on Uniondale, East Meadow, we're talking 2.5 inches of rain. Because these are slow-moving showers and thunderstorms. They kind of went over the same area. And look at some of these other numbers here. East Meadow peak, 4 inches, 4.0 inches, 4.25 at Tobay, 3.67 at Long Beach. I don't know if I believe that, 805. But 3-4 inches of rain. This is a lot of rain. And 2.48 at Bayshore, 2.23 at Babylon. So there was some heavy cells that moved over this area. The rest of the other areas got around an inch. But this particular area here got a lot more than that. And then those same cells kind of made their way into central Suffolk County. Smithtown, 1.59. Lake Grove, 2.23. The airport got 2.68 inches. So quite a bit more rain than I expected. But again, I should have known with this tropical moisture coming in that we were going to see these kind of heavy rainfall amounts. Looks like out east they got some rain too. 1.14 at Kabreski Airport. Let's see what Brookhaven Airport got. Only 0.88 there. Middle Island, 0.82. So they got a little gypped out there. A little more like around an inch. 1.05 over there on the North Fork. But still, much needed rain, although too much, obviously. Needless to say, after today, I think the drought is fairly much over. Making our way west into the city. They also got gypped. They didn't get that much either. They got even less, 0.66, 0.99. Let's see. I think this was because this was the same area that was over in New Jersey. So let's see what did New Jersey get today. I'm not even getting any numbers from New Jersey. Where are they all? All right, so not too much at the airport there, Ocean County, only about 1/2 inch. Toms River, 0.68, but look at that. On the island there, Seaside Heights, 1.50. And then as you go further north, they got a little more like 1.20 around Wall Township, 2.10 around Spring Lake, These are some of the rainfall amount numbers, and then more higher rainfall amount numbers here, and there's more rain coming. So we'll see more rain today as they go. But these numbers in red really stand out here in the southeast Nassau, southwest Suffolk area. That's for sure. So, and I have another diagram here of the rainfall totals to look at here. These are just more stations so I could show you the area that was hard hit here. And even looks like East Meadow, yeah, 2.62. There's some amounts at 3.52 around Levittown. So this general area here, 5.11 around Belmore. Belmore could have gotten 5 inches of rain out of this, which is pretty crazy. Kind of that waterfall must have been something there. Kind of wish I was there to look at it. I'm sure it's something. Look at this, 7.53 at Lindenhurst. Babylon, 4.35. So you know those falls at Argyle Lake have to be really going. Really impressive stuff. 3.54. I didn't even look at but the airport, Farmingdale. Let's see what the airport got at Farmingdale. I don't think the airport actually got that much. Let me go to the weather and hazards map. Let's look at the weather observation for the airport. Let's see. Oh, here we go. 2.51 at the airport. So yeah, they got 2.51. That is substantial. And we weren't expecting this, but again, when you have tropical moisture involved, these are the kind of numbers you get, and these are some really crazy rainfall numbers in these areas. Wow, that's all I could say. 2.5. I don't know if there was flooding in Lake Grove. News 12 covered the flooding, but you know where News 12 was? Only on the South Shore. So, judging by some of these numbers in Lake Grove, there could have been some flash flooding around Lake Grove, too, perhaps. I'm going to go look at the patch, and we're going to see if we can get some pictures of what some of this stuff looks like here. Let's do that. So watch, Babylon residents float down street after morning flooding. So that picture is crooked. Let's see if there are any pictures here. There was flooding in Long Beach. There was flooding in, and then on the other extreme, you've got what's going on the West Coast. 3.1 million acres burned. Almost 4,000 structures lost. So you have all these extremes going on. Let's see if we can get some pictures of some of the flooding here, or maybe not. You know, News 12 Long Island might have that. Let's see. Oh, I hate giving them publicity. I really do. I wanted to show you what it looked like because they really showed some pictures of what it looked like. And I don't know if this happened on the middle of the island. Oh, did they up there? Oh, no. It looks like the page looks a little different. Looks a little neater. Actually, you know what? This page looks better. So, yeah. Point Lookout streets, some flooding there. Heavy rain, floodwaters drown. I wonder if that 8.8-inch amount in Point Lookout was correct. I mean, the highest amounts were in this area, but all they're talking about is the South Shore. They're not really talking about the. Oh, here's some storm photos. All right, so here you go. So that doesn't look too bad there. That looks bad. I don't know where that was. I know it said Seaford, Massapequa. I don't know if Lake Grove was affected by the flooding or not. I do not know. It may have been, and it just may not have been reported because, you know, the way it is here with the South Shore getting all the attention. But maybe Lake Grove avoided the flooding because, you know, it's all about, you know what it's all about. But, again, the South Shore is prone to flooding, and that is another example. Let me go to Smithtown patch. We'll see if there was any flooding up that way because those rainfall numbers are pretty high up there, too. But maybe they didn't get any flooding. Maybe it was just the South Shore, because the South Shore is more prone to flooding, and this kind of shows what my point I was making yesterday about the South Shore's habitability as we deal with climate change. Let's go back to the National Hurricane Center, because now we got to talk about all these storms that we got to deal with. All right, they don't even have the wave marked here, but obviously I think it's tropical. We have Tropical Storm Paulette. All right, it's weakened a little bit. Maximum sustained winds of 50 miles an hour. Minimum celestial pressure, 997 millibars. Located at 22.1 north or 50.1 west. It's moving west-northwest at 9 miles an hour. You have Tropical Storm Renee. Also, maximum sustained winds of 50 miles an hour. Minimum celestial pressure, 1,000 millibars. Located at 18.9 north, 36.8 west, and it's moving west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. And then we have this area of disturbed weather, we have this area of disturbed weather, and this area, and they're not even considering what we have here. Yeah, it's just a wave. It's not really it's not going to get a name, but it's substantial and unusual to see that on the East Coast, to see that kind of wave form. is really quite unusual. Let me go get some more observations here because I'm curious to see what the high in times was because it did heat up there actually quite a bit today. So let's take a look at that here. 75 right now, dew point 74. They've had some very high dew points in Toms River, up 76. I mean, these are really crazy dew points. It got up to 83 there. Okay, so I guess again it wasn't really that hot today. It was just really stiflingly humid, very stiflingly humid. So let's take a look at the current storms. We're going to take a look at some of the satellite images of them. Here's Tropical Storm Paulette. Yeah, weakening a little, but it's still got a substantial circulation going. And this is the chart from the Hurricane Center of Paulette. Now they've agreed it's going to become a hurricane now, and it could affect Bermuda before curving out to sea. Hopefully, unfortunately, that might not do the folks in Bermuda much good. Now we'll go to Tropical Storm Renee. Here's Tropical Storm Renee. Renee doesn't look quite as good. Yeah, Renee doesn't look nearly as good. But look at the last frame. You'll see the convection starting to pop back up again. Let's take a look at the chart for Renee here. And this is the chart that the Hurricane Center gives Renee. So, yeah, there's just tons of stuff going on. The weather is absolutely nuts. We'll look at some of these models again. Here are the models for Renee. They continue to track it in that northwest motion, and then also I forgot to look at Paulette, so let's go ahead and look at Paulette on these models too. Looks like all of them are showing that recurve, so that's good, at least for Paulette, for the mainland United States, but Bermuda is going to have to worry about that. Okay, now let's go to the forecast models here, and before I do that, let's go ahead and look at our latest high-resolution satellite as well, so we can see what's going on in California as far as the smoke goes, because it's been some insane stuff going on there. Look at that. Look at all that smoke. So look at that. Look at that. It's like, it looks like a freaking volcano erupted out there. I mean, this is so crazy and so weird. So all these areas, all on the West Coast, literally the whole entire West Coast, all the way from Seattle down, all the way past San Diego into almost Baja, shrouded in this smoke. Fortunately for us, we haven't gotten too bad. It's being confined in this area, which is making for very bad air quality. And unfortunately, there's no real end in sight to this disaster that's going on out there. But for our area, you can kind of see the players here on the high-resolution satellite, that tropical wave, the high-pressure ridge in the Atlantic, and the front. So let's go look at the models here. And we will start with the upper air, and I will actually go and we'll move this over to the... I actually want to kind of move it a little more this way so you can see the North Atlantic. All right, when we look at this stuff, all right? Because that's where the action is. It's going to be where the storms are. Where's the 500 MB height? There it is. So let's go and look at that. So, I guess that's Paulette. That's Renee. So we move along. You can see that ridge there. All right, on the East Coast, you can see that trough that's going to come in, but it's very flat, and then the ridge comes back. Here is Paulette. So you can see it kind of gets pushed a little westward because of that ridge toward Bermuda. And then another trough comes in. This is after, again, we're going to have that kind of zonal flow. The ridge comes back, and then we'll get another front next week and another trough. But again, it's not really a terribly deep trough. But you'll see that it'll recurve as it gets caught in the westerlies and start going northeast and then out to sea, away from the United States. This is Renee. So here's Renee. Let's take a look at the track of Renee here. And it looks like it takes it over the islands there into through Puerto Rico, which is not what they need, and then up through the Bahamas, and then recurves it out to sea as it gets kicked out. But this is disturbing because it comes close to us. So that's what we have to keep an eye on. That would be Renee. All right, Renee needs to just walk away. All right, walk away, Renee. This is concerning because it does come close, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. That looks like a pretty substantial storm right there. All right, so you have to keep an eye on it because if this is a ways out, and the placement of all these players can change, and that could change the track, but that could threaten or at least come close to the East Coast. So I'm going to change this to the surface. So you get an idea of the surface now and what's setting up at the surface. So you can see there's a high going to build into the north. We'll get some nice weather for Saturday there. Then it moves away. Another cold front approaches and a bigger high comes in, brings us nice weather for Tuesday, Wednesday. And that high is what's going to push Paulette away. And then here comes Renee going across the Bahamas. And looks like it has it's coming pretty powerful on this. And but there's a high to the north here again. And the question is what happens? Hopefully that high to the north and the incoming trough moves this thing to the west. If these players are just in different spots, this is a little further to the west, it could come up the coast. So that is definitely a close call right there. So I'm actually going to go, we're going to change this to the northeast region now. You get a closer look at what Renee would look like if it was coming close to us. Because that right there is Renee, and that looks pretty freaking scary. 949 millibar low. Let's go with MSLP and wind here. Obviously, this would probably be at least a Category 3 hurricane. So that would be really disturbing right there. But it does track it offshore. But still, it comes close. And any difference in position, it could change a lot. I'm curious if the power run goes out this far. Probably not. All right, this is the power run. It's a lot weaker. I'm not even buying that power run. It's too weak in my opinion. So this is definitely something we got to worry about. So look at that. That is a substantial storm right there. And that would be, again, around September 23rd, September 24th, that the East Coast would have to watch this. But it's a ways off. And, you know, a lot can change between now and then. It may very well go out to sea. It may be weaker. It may be in a different. You know, everything could be different. So it's a ways out. Things can change a lot, and so don't worry about it just yet. But again, this tropical season is it's just unbelievable. So let's go take a look at our temperatures as we head into tomorrow. Here we'll be using the GFS, and you'll see we'll have temperatures around 80 degrees tomorrow. And then we cool down Saturday. We're probably not going to hit 80. Saturday should be beautiful. Temperatures in the mid-70s for your highs. Warms up a little more, maybe upper 70s on Sunday. Monday, we might see closer to 80, but then the next cold front comes through, and look at that. We may be only around 70 degrees for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to be a really nice air mass in there, so you can kind of see Paulette over there in the corner there. And I guess maybe we should look at how strong Paulette's going to be, but I have a feeling it could be pretty strong too. So this is Thursday here, and we start warming up a little more. But generally not really any major heat coming on. The warmest it'll get will be the low 80s, and that'll be it. Well, I'm going to go just put the wind there. I know you're not going to be able to see it completely, but I want to see what Paulette looks like here as it passes by next week. Where's Paulette? Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty strong, too. That could be a Category 3 hurricane right there as well. So, yeah, they're both going to be hurricanes, that's for sure. All right, moving back. Let's go with the dew points. This is where the real change happens. So we're kind of in the humidity right now. Dew points in the 70s. We have this front come through. We'll start off with humidity in the morning. Humidity starts dropping in the afternoon. Dew points drop through the 60s into the 50s by the evening. And for Saturday, it looks like we'll have nice low dew points, probably in the low 50s. Maybe up further north, you'll be in the 40s. Jersey might be more like mid-50s. We're going to have a pretty strong easterly and northeasterly wind. And then the humidity does come back in ahead of the next cold front later Sunday and Monday. And then, boom, we have a really nice drop in the humidity for Tuesday. 2 points only in the mid-30s. Really nice. And as long as this stays over there, we should be good. I'm curious about what does the GFS power have it at. Is there an agreement on that? Oh, the GFS power was. Let's see if it's showing it. Oh, it's even showing it. Yeah, GFS power has it further out. Okay, so go ahead. Let me get it off the GFS power, and we'll go back to regular GFS here. NOAA server problems continue. All right, so there is some missing model data. Okay. So let's go look at the skies. So you can actually almost see that there's like a wave or a circulation off the coast there. Tomorrow will probably be plenty of clouds, more sun to the afternoon. Saturday, we'll have to see. We may be dealing with some cirrus, so we may not have a mostly sunny day. At least the GFS says we're going to be dealing with cirrus. Then we're going to be dealing with cirrus again. You'll have to wait until the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have a nice stretch of nice clear weather Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Really could be a beautiful stretch next week. So at least that'll be good. We just got to get through tonight, I guess, and then the return of the humidity tomorrow. All right, so go back to the H triple. You want me to use the? I'll go to the NAM too, I guess. Usually use the NAM 3 kilometer too. We're already almost over 20 minutes. And all right, this is where the model data is missing, folks. So we're not going to be able to get complete model data for the NAM. Looks like it has some clouds around though for both Friday and Saturday, so we may not have clear days on those days. Let me go to the HRRR, and it'll be the last one we will look at here. As far as the remaining precipitation tonight, we will have probably some showers and thunderstorms again, which will add to the rainfall totals. There's that low pressure system right there that has formed. There, it's forming something, so this could be a disturbance. This might get a depression. It might be getting a name. Unfortunately, it's all I have out for. Let me go to the 18Z run on this. See, it's very weak, but it's definitely tropical in nature. You know, that's the thing that you got to keep in mind. So I think with that, I'll finally wrap up this weather update. Another busy day here, dealing with these crazy conditions here. Oh, that's right. We got to talk about the Weather Service does have a rainfall totals list, so we can go over this too as well. I noticed those. To take a look at these, and I'll put the link below. Look at that. Massapequa, 5.41 inches. Merrick, 4.46. Massapequa Park, 4 inches. Wantagh, 3.69. Freeport, 3.39. Levittown, 3.30. Wantagh, 3.07. These are some really... You can see that the numbers as you go further north aren't quite as impressive. And then we go to Suffolk County. Same thing, mainly on the South Shore. Get these 4-inch amounts. That's insane. So this is, and we've got more rain on the way. So the point is, we're not done yet today. We're going to get more rain, and unbelievable that we've gotten a month's worth of rain maybe in one day, while the West Coast is burning. That is all because of what is happening with the climate change and the climate crisis we are in. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Improving weather tomorrow, and we need a break from this. We really do. It's crazy stuff going on, but it's only going to get worse. This is just the beginning. That's the really scary thing about it. So that's going to be it. Take care.